Hello, it's Phil Thatch, and I just had lunch with David and Erwin here at Hi-Fi Clyde's. And now, if I can figure out where they are, we're going to go do some street photography. All right, so we are going. We're starting.
Yeah.
Check it out. Got Erwin with us. Say hi, Erwin. And right over here is the world famous David Sailors. And we are walking down. I don't even know what the name of this road is. Is this Williams?
I don't know what street we're on.
I think this is where I parked. I started out using the 50mm f1.8G prime lens, and I did all my photos with it at f1.8. And the first shot that I got that I liked enough to share with you is this gentleman as he's walking down the sidewalk. I thought it turned out really nice. On this next shot, I stepped out into the middle of the road as this Federal Express van was coming right at me slowly. And I made a number of shots as the van approached, but I like this one the best because you can see its headlights reflected in the truck on the left and the car on the right. And here is a photograph, kind of a portrait I made of David as he's bundled up because it was really cold that day, walking along with his Fujifilm X-T3 battery grip and vintage manual focus lens. I thought it turned out nice. This is an interesting photo walk we're doing. We're now in a little park that I've honestly never been to. It's, I don't know exactly even where we are. We've kind of walked in a different direction than I would normally walk here in Chattanooga. But this park is interesting. It's got some I don't know if it's art or what it is, but it's neat. Like I made a photograph of those rings up there, and there's some lights at the beginning of the park that I photographed. And I'll probably make some photographs of some more things before we make it through this park. And I don't know the name of the park, so I'll have to tell you that later. So that is the name of the park, Main Terrain. And here's another shot with the 50mm f1.8 of these lights on these different height stands. And I got one of them in focus and the other two completely bokeh-fied. Now here is the photograph I've made of these rings, and I almost didn't share it with you because I really don't like it. There's some lines problems that I just could not get all the lines straight no matter what I tried. But I did talk about making this shot, so I went ahead and shared it with you. And then I switched to the 85 f1.8G and made this shot of this gentleman. He was on one side of the park and we were on the other. The park is long and narrow and he was on the other side of the narrow side. But I thought it was a pretty cool shot of him walking along, and there's some more of the artwork in the background. I don't know who had to pee in our group of three, but we decided to stop here at the Chattanoogan, and the lobby is really pretty. Outside of the Chattanoogan Hotel, we saw 3 cats that were, I guess, living there, and I managed to get a photograph of one of the 3 using the 50 to 250 kit lens that comes with the 2-lens kit on the Nikon Z50. After we saw the cats, we decided to come into the parking garage here at the Chattanooga Hotel, and I made a panorama with the Z50 and the 35 f1.8 of the building. Kind of pretty. I did 2 of them. Hopefully at least one will come out, and if so, I'll show it to you now. The next several photos are made with the Nikon 35mm DX f-mount lens f1.8. And in another video, I called this the first lens you should buy for your Nikon Z50, and I stand by that. The next few images are made with that, including this panorama that I've been showing you scrolling here. I wish the mountain was either a little higher in the background or a little lower, but otherwise I really like the way this 12-shot panorama of the Chattanooga Hotel turned out. What a beautiful place. I can't believe I've never been there before. Now, in addition to panoramas, another type of photography that I really enjoyed last year and am just now starting to do this year is a panning blur. And on this panning blur, I stood in the middle of the road while this van crossed that road at an intersection. And here's another shot with the 35 f1.8. This gentleman had this beautiful puppy, and I believe, if I remember correctly, its name was Coffee, and he allowed me to take a couple of pictures of him and his dog. We are still wandering around. Now we're way down on Broad Street. We went all the way down to Finley Stadium, walked all the way around it. I found some milkweed and took a almost macro shot of it with the 35 f1.8 DX. That's kind of cool. David wanted to get a shot of the former Cancun restaurant before they tear it down, so that was kind of cool. I let David have that composition, and we're still walking. I think we have kind of turned a corner and are starting to head back towards where we started on Main Street near Hi-Fi Clyde's restaurant. This shot with the 35mm f1.8 is of an electrical box that is in what used to be called the First Tennessee Pavilion. I guess it's probably First Horizon Pavilion now. David pointed this out to me and I had to make a photograph. I thought it was absolutely cool. And then here on this barbed wire fence there was growing some milkweed. And look at that 35 1.8. It almost did macro work, and the beautiful bokeh-fied background turned out pretty nice as well. So now I've switched back to the 50 to 250 lens for these last couple of shots. Here's another, I'm standing in the middle of the street. It's kind of a new style I've got that I tried on this particular day. And there's David and Erwin as they're crossing the street. 110 millimeters for a little bit of compression. And this one is at 250 millimeters. David pointed out this lady who was delivering some flowers way down the alley. And with the 50 to 250, I was able to quickly bag the shot. I think the laughing child is really cute in this photograph.
Yeah, it felt better than right over there.
We had fun. It was a lot of fun.
Phil can actually see me doing stuff now because
Yep.
he's got the facing forward screen.
Yep. We had a good time, and I hope you enjoyed it. My pictures may be okay. They may be terrible. Who knows?
Fuji!
There's David. Apparently he wants to go to eat at a steakhouse or something. Bye.